It's going to be hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's going to be hard. So you're thinking about breastfeeding your baby, or you're a new mom to the milk game. Let me help you out. There are 3 things that I must share with you before you breastfeed. Let's get into it. So let me give you a little bit of backstory on my breastfeeding journey. I have 3 boys and I breastfed all 3. And so my oldest was breastfed for 2.5 years, and my middle child was breastfed for 11 months, and my third child was breastfed for 18 months. Overall, I had a wonderful experience breastfeeding, but there's some things that I think may help out some other moms out there, on this journey, because I didn't know a lot of things when I first started. And so I told my friends this information. I think I should tell more people, because why not? If it can help somebody else, that's great. Okay, so the first thing you must know is it's going to be hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's going to be hard. It's going to be stressful sometimes. You're going to wonder about your supply and, is your baby getting enough food and whatnot. It's going to be stressful. So, just get mentally prepared for that. But we'll get into other reasons why you should do it later in this video. So the first thing is latching. When I was giving birth, I had a couple complications, but nothing too crazy. But I knew I wanted to breastfeed. And so I was struggling trying to get the milk to my baby. So that, they gave me this thing called a nipple shield. And it kind of helped solve the problem, but not really. So if you can do without a nipple shield, do your best to not use it, because it took me 2 weeks to figure out how to rid myself of that nipple shield. Now, granted, I'd rather have it and feed my baby and still try than not have it. So use it if you need it. But as soon as you can get off of it and figure out how to latch your baby on without it, that's the best thing that you could do. I think one of the biggest struggles of breastfeeding for me in the early days was that I was the first mom in my group of friends. I had my child at 26, my first child at 26. So most of my friends weren't having kids yet, and I had no one else to get advice from. No one else had breastfeeding. I have become the person they talk to whenever they want to learn about breastfeeding now, because I've done that with 3 kids. And so I think if you don't know what you're doing, I think you should first seek a lactation consultant. That changed the game for me. I would definitely say beforehand, I just couldn't figure out, no matter how I tried, I just couldn't get it. And I would say at that 2-week mark, like I was talking about with the nipple shield, basically I was able to rid myself of the nipple shield. And I remember just being overwhelmed with joy, because my baby was latching, my baby was eating. Because the first 2 weeks, my baby was crying all the time because they were just hungry, because we were having so many latch issues. So the lactation consultant changed the game. So make sure you ask for help. It's not an easy task. You're sleep deprived, your body's adjusting to post-delivery things, and your baby has needs, and you're trying to feed yourself, and you have so many things going on. Get help if you can. If you have to go to a lactation consultant class, please do it, because breastfeeding is hard initially, but once you get it, it is it's a walk in the park. But again, just get help if you need it. Now, like I was saying, you're already going to be tired, and so the last thing you want to do is worry about trying to figure out how to latch your baby on. When you're in the middle of the night, sleep deprived, you want to just be able to get your baby on, get them fed, and then go back to sleep, because, you're just delusional at that point. And so another thing that was hard to adjust to is that, in the beginning, you're the only source of food. There is no rice. Some people give their babies rice. There's no purees. There's nothing. You are the food. So when you're the food and you're the comfort. So when you hear your baby cry and you're like, oh, are they hungry? That's you. It's not anything else. That's you. And so the frequency of that in the early days can be crazy. They could nurse for 5 minutes, and then 20 minutes later they say, hey, I want to nurse again. And so that's something that I did not know was going to happen. I'd be like, oh, but no, I just fed them, an hour ago. And it's it doesn't matter. Like nursing babies eat when they're hungry. They nurse when they're just wanting comfort. They're nurse when they're just happy. Like, you just never know. And so the frequency of like, you know, baby to chest is way higher than you probably think that it would be, especially compared to formula fed babies. I feel like formula fed babies kind of stay full a little bit longer, but breast milk digests differently. So, you know, how often you have to do it is definitely higher. Okay, now for the good part. So the second thing that you need to know is it's going to be easy. Yes. So when it comes to feeding your baby, you're always going to have food on you at all times. You never have to worry about, oh, let me just pack some milk up and all that stuff. I mean, you are the milk. you are the cow. So, you know, anytime your baby's hungry, you can just take your baby and go. You don't have to worry about, you know, prepping bottles, warming bottles and whatnot. Like, you, wherever you go, as long as you stay hydrated and you make sure that you're fed so that you can create milk, your baby will be fed. When it comes to late night sessions, all you have to do is, if you decide to co-sleep, if that's something that you feel is safe for you and your family, all you have to do is turn over, pop that thing out, and you know, you can feed your baby. So that's definitely a plus for breastfeeding. When it comes to formula feeding, yes, you can prep bottles in advance and everything, but you kind of got to get up and, you know, fix them and prep them, all that kind of stuff. So there's a convenience factor in it, like when you're going out and whatnot. Now, of course, sometimes you are going to want to use a bottle and you're going to pump so that other people can help you watch your children, or, you know, you're just gone away for a while, or you just need some extra milk just in case. That will always be, you know, part of the journey as well. But I'm just saying, like, for the most part, like, you can just feed your baby whenever you're ready. You're good to go. And I want to make one note on this too. So when it comes to buying clothes, I know a lot of people buy maternity clothes, and those are fine, but they can be expensive. So if you want to just kind of work in your own wardrobe, nursing, you know, capabilities, all you have to do is layer your clothes. So like, I guess, for example, what I have on now, which is like a denim shirt and a tank top, you know, I can easily just kind of pop my thing out and feed the baby when I have my little shawl on, so that way I can still wear regular clothes and not just have to only wear maternity clothes. So that is one good thing that you need to be aware of as well. I know we get excited about all the little cute outfits, you know, that are maternity wear, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to, and it can save you some money and whatnot in the long run. So, okay, so tip number 3 is it's going to be worth it. I promise you. Yes, it's definitely going to be worth it. So I would say the bond that you make with your baby while you're breastfeeding, I can't describe it. I mean, it's just a beautiful thing, you know, all the snuggles and, you know, the feeling of just knowing that you are feeding your baby with your body. I can't explain, you know, how much joy you get out of doing that. And so I would definitely say that makes the whole process worthwhile. Now, my favorite part of why it's worth it is breastfeeding helps you lose weight. I know some people say it didn't help them and whatnot, but it helped me. And I think that if you have a plan of how you want to exercise and eat right and all the things that you have to do to get in shape in general, breastfeeding can help you. Like, it was always easier to, like, whenever I locked in on what I was eating and exercising when I was breastfeeding, the weight would come off. And it's been a lot harder without breastfeeding, I will admit, because even with breastfeeding, you can eat more and still lose weight. So if you can be disciplined to a degree, you know, it really helps, because, you know, the milk is really just taking fat out of your body and then, you know, giving it to your baby. So, I mean, that's a huge benefit to me. And the last point I want to make on this is benefiting your child's health. So, breast milk is many benefits, and I can link some in the description below, some articles on how breastfeeding helps the health of your child. It helps their immunity, their brain development, their growth, and and everything. So if you can breastfeed, I mean, I think it'll really benefit your child's health in the long run. And I think I've seen it with my children too. Like some of the plagues that other moms have had to deal with, particularly one like ear infections. My children have never had an ear infection, which is crazy. Because I mean, if you talk to anybody else, that is like the most common, ailment of little kids and babies and whatnot. So anyways, there's many benefits. So for the health of your child, I mean, breastfeeding is a great thing. But with that being said, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you found some of this information to be helpful, and I will be posting more content like this. So follow along, and thank you for watching.